What's up, everybody? I'm Kristie, aka Kristie Fitness. I'm a certified personal trainer and fitness instructor here in New York City, but you can take me with you anywhere. Today, I really just want to dive into some of the foam rolling and some of the benefits of foam rolling. A lot of my clients will ask, hey, am I doing this right? Should I be doing this? When should I be doing this? So I'm just gonna go over a couple of areas today. This will be a part of a series. So if you wanted to, you can do some of the opposing muscles in another video that will follow. So first things first, if you have a foam roller, something like this, this is by Trigger Point, but of course, have any foam roller. You can grab them anywhere, really anything, it will help. Secondly, we're gonna come on down. The two areas that I really want to get into today are the two surrounding areas of your knee. Those are common, they pick up a lot of heat. So we're gonna get into the calves today, so the back side of the leg from here to here. And then we'll also get into the front of your leg, so the quads here. All right, so we're gonna hit those two areas, so they'll be a little bit more isolated and specific. However, again, follow along in the next video so that way you can follow and do some of the other parts of the body. We'll kind of work our way up. Okay, first things first, take this baby here, you're gonna set yourself up and you're just gonna have it kind of long ways. I'm gonna take one leg, I'm gonna take my right leg, I'm gonna gently place it onto the foam roller and then I'll take the opposite leg up and over. Okay, we're first gonna start with about a 3-inch, I'd take like a 3-inch section. Now I'm in socks. I typically like to do it in socks just so I can move. I'm gonna ask you to move through your foot a decent amount. So anywhere that you can do that. If you have like tight sneakers, maybe I would just ask you to get rid of those so that way you can really roll through your ankle and roll through your foot a decent amount. But first things first, I'm gonna kind of take this, you see your Achilles here, we're just gonna go a little bit more north, up the body from your Achilles. So not onto that big dense kind of ligament that you have there, we're gonna take it up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna get right here, hands on, leg on. I'm gonna place my hands right along the side. We're gonna roll forward and back, take about a 3-inch mark. Now, my butt is off the ground. For some folks, that might be a little bit of a workout, and I totally get it. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall so you don't wanna slouch through that upper body. Now, you are gonna work your way through 3 inches, 3-inch mark here. I found a little something that's a little alive. And what do I mean by that? I basically mean if you've ever gotten a massage before and you feel a masseuse find a knot, the masseuse is not gonna run away from that knot. They're gonna try and work through that knot, and that's exactly what I want you to do. So taking that 3-inch mark, we're moving north and south, right? You can see that's the way the fiber of the muscle runs. So that's the way that we're gonna run north and south here. I'm taking about under 10 passes, maybe anywhere from 10 to 12. Now, if you saw here, my foot, I'm just gonna slightly turn my foot in. So I'm gonna get the inner part, okay? Inner part of the calf, right? I still have this hand on the other side, I keep saying hand, leg up and over on the other side. If that becomes too much pressure, I want you to relax that. You can just do this right here. Now, some folks have the foam roller that has the spikes. That might be pretty intense. So you might not want to put the other leg on top, especially if you're a novice, a newbie to foam rolling. Let's take it nice and slow. All right, so now I'm on the innermost part. I still am working on that 3-inch kind of group there. And then I'm still going north and south. You see my foot is turned in a decent amount. So I'm gonna set that up. I found something that I wanna work through, right? Slowly but surely, now I'm gonna go back. My foot is back up to about 12 o'clock. And this is my right leg, so I'm gonna take it out to about 2 or 3 and kind of turn my hip. I'm on like one butt cheek now, and then I'm gonna lift. I might take this leg up, I might not, depending on what I feel there, all right? So this top leg is gonna add a little pressure onto that bottom leg in hopes of really relaxing the muscle. And now, what are you actually rolling out? That's a big question that we have. So foam rolling is self-myofascia release. Fascia is this connective tissue that we have from the very back of our head all the way down to our feet, okay? It's what gives our muscles some shape. It also can pick up a lot of knots. Now, I like to explain the knots to my clients, basically as hair or like a shoelace. If you have a knot in that shoelace, you can still pull the shoelace really, really long, but imagine if you didn't have that knot there, right? You can pull the shoelace a whole lot longer. So that's the kind of concept. We're kind of combing through some of those knots. I grew up with curly hair all my life, so I totally get working through and taking your time to brush out some of those knots, and that's quite literally what we're doing here. So now we're gonna kind of come up to a little bit more, I use this leg here, a little bit more of the head of the calf here. The calf here has about 3 heads in there. We're gonna work through the center first, then again, we're gonna go to the inner side, and then we'll take it towards the outside. For this one, this is the part now that I really wanna make sure that your ankle is free, because we're gonna start to roll through the ankle a little bit and do some like ankle releases here, okay? So I've kind of got this positioned a little higher up on the calf, like I mentioned. I'll place my hand down, leg down, I'll cross this leg. I'm taking the centermost part of the calf, and we're gonna take about 3 inches. Hands are right near the butt. It is a little bit of a core exercise as you lift your hips up, and you're just gonna press or rock forward and back. All right, we're taking this north and south right now. There will be some times where I invite a little bit of like east-west, but for right now, we're gonna go north-south. All right, I'm on the head of that calf there. Now, that top leg is adding a little bit of pressure. This bottom foot, which is the one that's actually attached to the foam roller, we're just gonna make a nice big circle here with this foot. We're sitting up tall, nice big circle, release. I'm taking it clockwise, release. You might notice that when the foot points, right, this calf muscle kind of like releases, and that's exactly what we want. Let's gently switch directions. Now I'm taking it counterclockwise. Nice big circle here. Now what we're gonna do, now you can do this one with or without this top leg. I'll do it once without. I'm gonna flex my feet, pull the toes, engage this calf. Take a 3, take a 2, and release it. Just to let that muscle sink in. Flex, release. If you want a little extra there, go ahead and take that opposite leg up and then release. Up and then release, okay? Now, we're just gonna do exactly what we just did, that north and south rocking, now on the inner side, right? So we did the head, we're gonna take it a little bit more on the inner, okay? On the inner side. I'm gonna try not to use too many technical terms, I don't wanna lose you. It's basically, think of like 3 heads of your calf. We did the inner, now we're gonna do, we did the middle, now we're gonna do kind of like the inner, all right? Now you might see, I've got my head like totally internally rotated, and I'm working through it. My friends, if it's your first time, it's slightly painful, okay? I think some people try and tell you, oh no, it's fine, it's totally fine. It's like slightly painful, especially if you have not done any of this work before. It's kind of like getting it's kind of like getting like a deep tissue sports massage, depending on how much you actually put into this, okay? If you need to eliminate some of your body weight, that's why I suggest maybe taking this leg off if you're a first timer. And you can really lighten up the leg here, but I typically like to get in there. I also am one of those people that I like to get a massage and I want like the person's full body weight on me, and I want like elbows in. So that's just me. I kind of like the way that feels, but I also love the idea of like getting some of those knots out. All right, so now that we're kind of still turned in, I want you to take those big ankle circles again. Nice big ankle circle, switch directions, all right? We took it clockwise. You might feel the muscle really diving deeper. The 1 and 2 things that are so important when you decide to foam roll, number 1, hydrate. The fascia, the muscle, that connective tissue needs to be hydrated. It's gonna respond better for you. It's gonna perform better. Not to mention it's gonna feel better. Number 2, breathe. Your exhale sends down a signal to the rest of the body that says, hey, we're okay, right? When we start to hyperventilate, right, that starts from the chest. However, it's mental, and it kind of tells the body, hey, we're not okay. Get a nice deep exhale, right? So last little bit, guys, we're gonna take it to the outer part here, right? That kind of runs up, right? So outer part, I'm gonna turn, I am on like one butt cheek, placing my hands down. I'm gonna take this other leg up and out, up and over rather. And keep in mind, like check in with yourself. You may feel a little less, let's call it pain, but it's not really pain, it's just a little slight discomfort. So you may feel a little less depending on where you're set up, you may feel more. It really just depends on your calves. It's not anything else, right? If you're an avid runner, if you're putting a lot of miles on your body and you've never foam rolled, your calves are gonna speak to you a little bit, okay? Last little bit here. Okay, and then slowly, now we wanna make sure you don't really ever foam roll a bone or a joint. You're going to foam roll the muscle, the fascia that surrounds some of your big joints, okay? So I would never put this on my knee joints, okay? Or on the bone itself. You wanna make sure that you're getting into some of the more meaty parts. Now, I ask that you do all of that on the second side, so we'll kind of zip through so that way we can get through this here. what I would do if I was you, I would pause right here, go back to the start of it, and do that other side, right? So you want to make sure you get the 3 inches a little bit higher up from the Achilles tendon, right? So 3 inches here, and then from there, you're going to do the meaty part of your calf. You're going to do the outside, inside, right? Make sure you work those, the same sort of love and attention that you gave the first side, okay? So from there, alrighty, so today we're gonna work the quads. The quads can pick up a whole lot of heat for a lot of folks, myself included. I am a former dancer. I grew up dancing classical ballet, went to performing arts high school, and continued to do backup dancing. My quads can be rather active. There's a lot of mature muscle tissue, which could be a lot more dense. So if you were an athlete, you might have some powerful legs even if you haven't worked your legs in a while, okay? For my everyday athletes, same thing. We sit in this contracted state quite often. The muscle gets into that pulled spot. So we just want to make sure that we're working and really foam rolling the quads. Again, finding length through the fascia, right? It's not really the quad itself. It is the muscle fascia, or the connective tissue, that fascia. All right, so the setup for this one is going to be almost the hardest part. All right, that's really what you want to think. This one, I'm going to tell you right now, could be a whole lot of discomfort. So please be gentle with yourself. I'll give you a few cues to actually offset some of your own body weight, okay? Again, if you have never done this, I invite you to invite on the discomfort, okay? Don't run away from it. First things first, quad being 4, right? We have 4 nice, big, dense, long muscles that run along the body here. We're gonna take it, you see this here? It's not directly centered. We're gonna take it out towards the side a little. Now, I'm not gonna do my IT band, which is a little bit more on the distal part. I'm gonna just bring it in a smidge. You see where my hand is? That's kind of where we're gonna roll up and down today. I think it's gonna give us the best relief and also connects to the top of the knee there. So, what it's gonna look like, we're gonna take those 3-inch, that 3-inch space or 3-inch mark again. You're gonna roll it down and up. We're gonna take this down to the ground though. So I just wanted to show you head on, because once we kind of like roll over, it might be a little difficult, a little bit more challenging. So first things first, set yourself up for success. I'm gonna take the middle of my foam roller. I'm gonna place it onto about a 3-inch mark on that more lateral side. I might slowly pull my elbows down so I feel supported. And this like here, I'm offsetting a decent amount of my weight here, okay? Offsetting a decent amount, especially again, if you're a novice. Now, we rock forward and back. I don't even know how else to say this. There's really no pretty way to do this. So you rock forward and back. I might even turn to the side so you can see. Taking that north and south. For this one, we are gonna visit some east and west movement, okay? So I'm just gonna move it back a little. So we're rocking north and south. I have that 3-inch mark. Now I typically like to foam roll one leg, right, at a time, and then I'll do the other side. So for example, even if my foam roller was long enough, I probably really wouldn't do this no matter what. So I'm gonna keep this just one here. So now let's say we have this 3-inch mark. Now, you might have found a little knot. Perfect, beautiful. Hi, little knot. We're about to work them out. Okay, so you'll take this east and west now. Okay, so now I'm shifting side to side. This is a cross fiber movement, a cross fiber. I'm basically sending a signal to the muscle, it's time to relax. If you've ever gotten acupuncture, if you've ever gotten an acupressure massage, they find those spots and they work through them. All right, you might find the leg itself, right? So I really want you to show you, it's really from the top of the hip, the leg itself is rotating in and out. Right. Once you've worked through a little bit of that, let's take it a little further south towards the knee. We'll take it about 3 inches at a time again. So let's set up. Now you might see that the setup is just a little bit lower. So I'm gonna like lift this leg. It's a little bit lower now. You could even set this foot here. You're gonna rock forward and back. I've got that nice little north and south. My elbow's there for support. My core is on. I know it's not really supposed to be a workout, but everything's a workout. All right, so I found a little something, okay? You have to kind of check in. This is a lot of putting your mind to the muscle, okay? You can tense your muscle. You can also relax it. There's a level of tension, right? A level of tone that stays onto the muscle, especially if you're someone that works out pretty often, pretty frequently. There is a level of tension that stays on. You need to use your mind to relax and exhale. You know, like at the very, right when you're going to sleep and you can almost tell that your muscles have totally disengaged and relaxed and you're right about to fall asleep? That's what I want you to visit, okay? So let's get through that. The last little bit here, foam rolling forward and back. Okay, now I found that little spot. I'm gonna take a deep exhale. And now I'm gonna take it east and west. I'm trying everything in my power not to make every single face and also not to use every single curse word right now because I can feel it. But I do know that on the other side of this discomfort is a whole lot of enjoyment because now that muscle is going to be able to fire. It always fires, but now that muscle is going to be able to elongate. I'm going to foam roll up and down again, north and south. All right, again, if you can't see, I've got this north and south here. And now, last little bit, guys, it's the final little bit. It's right over the knee, okay? Right over, not on the knee. Remember, if you bend your knee and this baby is on the knee, I want you to take it a little bit more north, right, towards the midline of the body. And you're gonna do about 3 inches. I'm showing you this way, right here, okay? Not on your IT band. There's a lot of mixed messages on whether you foam roll your IT band or not. That's a whole nother conversation. So not on that IT band. I want you to come in a little bit more to the center of the body, right? In towards the center of the body. Foam roller, meet the quad here and go for it, okay? So same thing. I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna keep this foot down here so that way you guys can see a little better. We're gonna pull forward and back, rock forward and back. It is a north and south situation. Now, I found a little something. I'm gonna take it east and west. Nice little cross fiber movement. Using that exhale. Now, if at any point this is not helping or if you need a little bit more hand holding, number one, you can contact me. I've done my trigger point certificate or certification rather. Feel free to contact me. Number two, I love to refer out and go to the professional. I've got a network of physical therapists that can help you out with a little bit more. So if you really need something a little bit more targeted or something a little bit more, especially if you're recovering from any sort of injury, I strongly suggest either reach out to myself. If I cannot help, I will easily and gladly refer out, okay? It shouldn't be a debilitating pain, but we are gonna experience some discomfort, all right? Just like you would have if you got a really, really like, sports massage or a really deep tissue massage. It's kind of the same exact thing. Some folks call foam rolling a poor man's massage, which basically it is, right? We can absolutely do this all the time, often. Now, a couple of best practices. Like I said, hydrate. Number two is breathe. Exhale. Really, really focus on releasing the muscle. And then number three is going to be, I would suggest if you want to see best results or kind of like see a difference on your performance, definitely foam roll before and after. But if you are pressed for time, foam roll before, okay? Foam roll before your workout, before you get on the bike, foam roll those quads. Before you go for your run, foam roll the quads, foam roll the calves, all right? So this one specifically, before you take that HIIT workout, that ballet bar class, see if you foam roll these two areas. I did these two areas today to start because those are the most common areas that collect a whole lot. Try getting around without bothering your calves. It's not gonna happen, right? The calves are one of our primary movers. They help us move. These babies, right here, okay? I was a dancer, like I mentioned, a whole lot of calf work. Not to mention the quads, they take on a lot of heat, right? So give that a try. Again, make sure you move to the second side, work through those 3 inches, 3-inch little pieces, take your time, don't run away from the knots. The knots are your friends. They will be gone. You're gonna comb them out, okay? So don't run away from them and really take your time. Use that exhale. I hope this helped. Let me know, drop a comment, DM me on Instagram, Kristie_fitness. That's me. So find me there, guys, and let me know, right? We're gonna work through a couple other sections, so please follow along. I'll be posting more videos. We'll work on a little bit more of the shin, so the anterior tibialis, and then we'll do a little bit of the hamstring, which is great for my runner folks, great for the people that like to take bar. If you're swimming a lot, that's a decent amount of hamstrings as well. And then we'll make our way up to the upper body. Okay, so this little baby right here is gonna take care of you. I'll take care of you, and hope to see you on the next video. Thanks so much, guys.